Yes, do stay with us once again. We're moving on to some breaking news coming out of Kuwait, where a US Air Force F-15 fighter jet has crashed this morning amid heightened regional tensions. The aircraft was reported to go down over northern Kuwait near the Iraqi border, but the pilot ejected safely before impact and survived. However, neither the US nor Kuwaiti military has issued an official statement on the circumstances as of yet. Footage circulating online shows the fighter jet descending before going down. Regardless of early speculation, details are still emerging and will be updated as authorities release more information. Going to you now, Major General S.B. Astana. What does this say about the possible capabilities of the Iranians, showing that the US here is not invincible? And what can you tell us about the model, the F-15 fighter jet, and what is its capabilities?
As far as the air superiority is concerned, certainly US has tremendous amount of air superiority and Iran is no match. Of course, they may down few aircrafts or maybe one or two aircrafts, but that's about all. They don't have the kind of air defense capabilities to match the US air superiority capabilities. So as far as the casualties of US are concerned, they are minimal, but even few casualties can cause fair amount of alarm. I think President Trump has already admitted about 3 odd casualties and a couple of soldiers getting injured. Maybe there could be, they are not opening up the damages, because it's also information and psychological war which is going on, and President Trump also has to answer in the domestic audience. So in all probabilities, we will not know about the damage to the American bases for quite some time. And same is the case with the Israeli casualties. Some have been admitted, and there must be some damages too. But in the fog of war, we may we will not be able to get the exact picture as far as what all damages have taken place the other side. As far as Iran is concerned, the damages are very well known, very well pictured by the information apparatus of the West. And I think that is known reasonably well. And same is the case with the other allies where the damages are taking place. I think they are also very well known and pictographed.
Okay.
But what the point, I just want to highlight one point which Aaron was mentioning. See, when I say there is a miscalculation, why I say so is two things which I think he also brought out very in passing. One is that it is not that US is invincible. The fact is that they had this kind of superiority against Afghanistan. They had the similar superiority against Vietnam. But in Afghanistan for 20 years they kept fighting, and thereafter they still could not win, and they had to hand over it back to Taliban and go from there. So they couldn't execute a regime change even if it was there, it was for a very short time. Now here is the case where the son of Shah of Iran, he doesn't have a kind of standing which can give him an enduring hold on power in Iran. So firstly, I don't think he will be able to get in there, and secondly, even if he gets in, he is not going to survive there. Most probably, there was a survey carried out in Iran, not more than 15% guys are in favor of Shah of Iran, because they also had a checkered past. And the fact that there was an Iranian revolution in '79 and that revolution was successful indicates that there were some fault lines with the Shah's regime as well.
Yes, Major General.
This man has not seen any Iran at all.
Major General Astana, thank you so much for joining us. Unfortunately, we are on a time constraint, but I want to thank both my guests, Harun Lavarco and Major General Astana, for taking the time and joining us here on the broadcast. We have some breaking news to cover coming out of Lebanon. According to the Lebanese Health Ministry, Israeli airstrikes on Lebanon have killed at least 31 people and injured 149. The strikes targeted Beirut's southern suburbs and southern Lebanon following Hezbollah rocket fire. Israel's military has warned of escalating attacks, further intensifying the conflict. The health ministry condemned the Israeli enemy raids as they continue to assess the damage. As the US and Israeli continues to strike Iran, President Donald Trump has confirmed that 48 Iranian leaders have been killed, including high-ranking officials such as the commander of the Revolutionary Guard, General Mohammad Pakpour, and Defense Minister Aziz Nasir Zadeh. The US has also destroyed 9 Iranian Navy ships and damaged much of the country's naval headquarters. Trump emphasized that US operations are ahead of schedule and warned that Iran would face unseen force if it retaliates. The death toll from the airstrikes continues to rise. Over 130 civilians have reportedly died, and Iran has launched retaliatory missile and drone strikes on Israel and Gulf cities. Tensions remain high as Iran vows revenge for the killing of the supreme leader, with thousands mourning in Tehran. The strikes have led to mass disruptions in air travel and shipping, particularly in the Strait of Hormuz. US President Donald Trump confirmed that the US military has destroyed and sunk 9 Iranian naval ships, with further targets planned. He also stated that a separate strike had severely damaged Iran's naval headquarters, which we've already mentioned. Despite the significant damage to Iran's naval forces, Trump remarked that the Iranian Navy was doing very well. This announcement comes amidst rising tensions between the US and Iran, intensifying the ongoing military conflict and adding to the volatility in the region. Escalating tensions in the Middle East have been underscored as multiple nations have issued a strong joint condemnation of Iran's recent missile and drone strikes. A statement was released earlier today in which the United States, Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates denounced Iran's attacks as reckless and indiscriminate, saying they targeted sovereign territories and put civilians at risk. The condemnations come amid ongoing air operations by US and Israeli forces against Iranian military infrastructure and leadership following Iran's retaliatory strikes across the region. Reports indicate widespread disruptions to civil aviation, with at least 1 airport facility and multiple injuries tied to intercepted drones in the Gulf. Furthermore, airspace closures have left travelers stranded as major airlines suspend flights in and out of the region. However, Tehran continues to justify its attacks as a response to what it describes as continued foreign military aggression. Well, that's all that we have time for this hour. Keep watching NewsX World for more international news updates.